Oh yeah. Àbọrú, Àbọyè, Àbọṣíṣẹ. Grand Rising and welcome to another episode of Àbọyè, Grand Rising. Honey, Ekaro, Ojúmọ́, Ojúmọ́ Ayọ̀. Who is checking the YouTube? Ojúmọ́ Ìdùnnú àti àlàáfíà. Mena, Queen Mena, Ojúmọ́, Ekaro, Ojúmọ́. Let me know where you're streaming from as you join and keep clicking on your screen. Welcome to another episode of today. Herbal Place, Ojúmọ́ Ayọ̀. Izafa Blessing, last month. Thank you so much for joining us. Àṣewò àtọ̀yìn Àbọrú, Àbọyè, Àbọṣíṣẹ. Nílé lóko lẹ́yìn òdì níbi gbogbo tẹ́ bá ti ń gbọ́ wa. I say Grand Rising and welcome to another episode of ÌṢÄŠE for today. Click on the share button to share with as many people as we can. Ojúmọ́ tó mọ́ wa lénìí, Ojúmọ́ Ayọ̀ ni o. This new day is blessed. Is a day of ire, a day of ayọ̀. Ire and ayọ̀ is goodness and joy. Is a day of blessings and a day of abundance. Láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Ọ̀sẹ̀ àwọn òrìṣà wo là ń ṣe lénìí? Which òrìṣà has their ọ̀sẹ̀ today? What day of the week is today? Which Orisha has their Ose? So if I not ask someone to go there, nobody will go there. What Orisha have their calendar this week is Ose Ogun. Restart. On the Yoruba calendar, today is Ose Ogun. Apart from Ogun, what other Orisha is today? Or what other spirit identities do we have today in the Ose? You need to learn the Yoruba calendar. There are 4 days in the week. 4 days make the Yoruba calendar week. Ọ̀sẹ̀ Ifá, Ọ̀sẹ̀ Ògún, Ọ̀sẹ̀ Ifá, Ọ̀sẹ̀ Ògún, Ọ̀sẹ̀ Jakuta, and Ọ̀sẹ̀ Òṣà. You need to learn it. You need to learn them. They're a bunch of Orishas. It helps you to be able to venerate your Orishas and connect to them better. The best days, like you want to give somebody a gift or you want to do something great for somebody, you ask for their birthdays, you ask for special occasions. That doesn't mean you cannot connect with the person on every other day, but there's just something about your birthday and your special occasion days. Is that okay? So the days of the week that is assigned to different Orishas, we need to learn it. And I'm sure that as you have been following the Global Ifá community channel, you have been learning that. And you can also download the calendar, the monthly calendar from the Ifá College website. Once you go to the Ifá College website, ifacollege.ng, please don't send in your heart me yet. Please don't send in your heart me for the day yet. You can send in other gifts. Don't send your heart me yet. You have just one for the day, and we don't know what our flash goal might be on the algorithm. So you head over to the Ifá College website, ifacollege.ng, and download the calendar for the month. The moment you get to the website, ifacollege.ng, you are able to download the the calendar for the month. Iyanifa Ewa dúró sí mi, Àbọrú Àbọyè, ẹ ṣé gan ni o, adúpẹ́ o, ẹ ṣé. D, welcome. Sumaya, Lizzie Baby, Mushi, Àbọrú, Àbọyè, Àbọṣíṣẹ. For everybody on YouTube, please can you comment? Can you drop a comment so that I know who is there and we can welcome each other into this fold. Solution, ẹ ṣé gan ni o, ó tọ́jọ́ mẹ́ta o. Thank you so much for the gift. Sisi Ayini, I don't know if that, but Sis is the beginning of your name. Queen Esther, ẹ ṣé gan ni. Pretty Jessie, thank you so much for joining. Welcome to another episode of ÌŞÄŠE for today, where we delve into the Odù Ifá for each new day. I would recite it in the ancient Yoruba rendering, the ancient Yoruba text that it was given to our ancestors, and will translate into modern day English that you and I are able to understand. Gloria Ekojumo Àbọrú Àbọyè. And then we go further to extract the lessons and the blessings and the instructions in the Odù. How many of you have noticed that over the last few days, Odù Ifá has been turning torchlight on us like this? The hidden part of our life, Odù Ifá has been turning torchlight on it. Victoria Johnson on YouTube, thank you so much for joining. How many of you noticed that Odù Ifá has been shining light on the hidden areas of our life, the part of our lives where we don't want to talk about, where we want to be quiet about, where you want people to just massage your ego and pamper you and give excuses for? Ifá has been turning a torch on it. How many of you noticed that recently, over the last few days in our teaching? Am I the only one that has noticed that? I'm sure I'm not the only one. Is somebody there? Okay. I'm sure. Oh, where Ifá has Ifá has been on it, right? Absolutely, yes. I'm glad that we are all noticing. And who also notices that? Who also knows that that's not something to notice? That's something you know. Who also knows that Mercury in the universe and the elements of the universe, Mercury is in retrograde at the moment? How many of you know that? Even if you don't know about any other planets being in retrograde, Mercury retrograde is very common. Mercury retrograde is very common because it affects a lot of things. Our Ita Adogun Odù Ifá was loud as well. Yes, Eshe Goni. Now, I told you that Ifá covers everything. Ifá touches on everything. Ifá touches on everything. There was a day Iyanifa Ewa Durosimi sent me a message. That's Sacred Grove. Sacred Grove. She sent me a message asking about if Ifá permits her to, continue her connection with zodiac and with astrology and all of that. She doesn't want to come out sounding confused. There is no confusion with Ifá. Ifá covers everything. Ifá covers everything. If you are a very good researcher, if you are somebody that researches and you are a deep lover of knowledge, you will be able to connect all of these things together. Iyanifa says, I got things on retrograde that I need to post. You will be able to connect these things together. This retrograde that is going on, for people that are heavy on astrology, they will tell you that what is going on right now, there's a lot of light that is shining on that part of your life where you are being egocentric. That part of your life that you don't want anybody to talk about. You don't want anybody to touch. That's just the way I am. There's nothing you can do about it. You either accept me or not. No, Ifá is not accepting any BS. It's not. There's no room for it. Retrograde is shining a light on it. Golden Light wrote a couple of things about it on her WhatsApp status yesterday, and I read them and I'm like, oh wow. And Ifá is doing the same thing to us at this moment. And you know what the thing is about Ifá? Because you are doing a daily life divination. Ifá says, Bano Sheri, Emile Maribe, Otunla Omo, Yamogon le Yato, Omulonu Babalawo Difa Ororun. The way yesterday was, today might not be like that. Even the day after might be different. That is why a Babalawo is encouraged to do his divination every day, every ose. Because yesterday, Mercury might not have been in retrograde. And the day after tomorrow, Mercury might be in retrograde. Which means what? Elements of universe are moving in another phase. And certain things will be affected, including our communication, including our emotions, including the way we feel. For people that are heavily affected by it. But even if you don't know anything about astrology and retrograde and all of those good stuff, elements of the universe, Ifá will show it to you in the Odù. Ifá will bring it up in the Odù. Meaning that, you see, I keep saying this thing, spirituality is one. It is just human greed, selfishness, all this separation and segregation that human beings have created. That is what is creating all of this. I'm different from you. This one is different from you. I don't believe in this. I believe in this. Imagine somebody coming out now, a grown adult human being, set ring light to say, I'm an Ifá priestess, I'm an Ifá priest. I don't believe in anything astrology. It is not for us. Astrology is for white people. Astrology is for... Let the astrologer explain the season we are in right now, and let that babalawo pull down his opele and explain the season we are in right now. And the two of them will be looking at each other like, are you photocopying my conversation? Are you tapping into my mind to see what I'm about to say or speak? No, it is just, that is the information. You see how you see how we were, I'm trying not to use certain words, but you see how we were deceived, how our forefathers were deceived. You see how we were lied to. You see the misconception and the unnecessary diversity and unnecessary competition that has been going on. Spirituality is one. This is an example or a way I explain to the children at the Ifa College. Imagine me now, Oloye Iyanifa Ewa, Chief Iyanifa Ewa. Stop. What are you doing? This way. Down this way. Imagine me as a person, adult human person, Chief Iyanifa Ewa. That's my name. To my children, I'm their mother. To my adult child, I treat her differently because she is just 1 year short of being an adult. My little baby that is 6 years old, I have a different relationship with her because, hey, she's just 6. To my partner, I'm a partner in love, in bed, in crime, in in spiritual worship, in everything. I have a different relationship. To my brother, I'm his sister. To my parents and those that are standing in as parents for me right now, I'm their daughter. To every one of you here, I'm a teacher, I'm an Iyanifa, I'm your spiritualist. Even in this group, I have a different relationship with different people. The same me. Now, if my daughter if she's going to describe me, each of my children will describe me differently. My partner is going to describe me differently. People on this live streaming will describe me as, Iyanifa is so nice, she's so gentle, she's very calm. But the people that work with me on my team will tell me, in fact, one of my team members still told me yesterday that these days you have been very mean and wicked to me. I said, I'm not being mean and wicked. It's out of love. I want you to have sense. You cannot pass through me and not have sense. Your level of sense has to be 50% higher than an average person in this life. That's me. Everybody, and if any of my staff should define me and describe me, a lot of you will be scared to speak to me tomorrow. The same person. That is how the divine and supreme being is. That is how Elédùmarè is. Now, different countries, different tribes, different races, different people have different connection with the same divine and supreme being. They would describe the universe and the divine in different ways. That does not invalidate anybody's relationship with the universe. That is the best analogy for spirituality. So if you walk into a place and you say, Iyanifa Ewa, I know how, and somebody says, no, don't call her Iyanifa Ewa, she's Chief Iyanifa Ewa. How can you address like, and you look at the person like, wow, she's actually my friend. Like, she's my sister, she's my friend. We live together, we grew up. It's not that deep. But the person outside that met me in a certain place will be like, is that deep? I have people that call me by my first name. Some people dare not address me by my first name. The same person, and everybody's relationship is unique and you cannot invalidate it. So the next time you step into somewhere and somebody is approaching spirituality, emphasis on spirituality, not religion. Somebody else is approaching spirituality from a different point of view. The only thing you can do is acknowledge it, appreciate it, and move on with your own. Which is why you will not find anybody in Africa. You will not find people in Ghana come to Nigeria to say, that's not the way it is done. We do our own in the afternoon. We mix salt with water, not water with salt. That's not the way you are supposed to do it. How can you be saying Ogun? Who is Ogun? It's not called Ogun, it's called Egun. Nobody does that around here because we all appreciate the orishas that we have. We all appreciate spirituality from the form that it comes. Nobody is here competing and invalidating anybody's form of spirituality. So the next time you see a Chinese venerating their own deities in that way, you acknowledge it, you appreciate it. This feels like a hug from Ifa before I go to bed. You acknowledge it, you appreciate it, and you move. This is what Ifa teaches us. Which is why when you come to make a divination in Ifa, I will never ask you, what is your tribe? What is your race? Where were you born? What is your religion? If you come today and I do a divination for you, I will not be here tomorrow saying, oh, why didn't you come? Can you imagine? You came to me yesterday and I saw you in church. You came to me yesterday and I saw you following the page of somebody that does astrology. And if a priest or priestess is not going to say that, because we fundamentally understand what spirituality is. So please, 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 I beg you, with everything you hold dear, please, 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 and please, I beg you, with everything you hold dear, do not allow these misconceptions that they are selling around. Don't be a part of it. Don't allow yourself to be used by these greedy, selfish people who are selling religion as a form of segregation and competition. Don't allow it. Is that okay? Thank you so much. Let's dive into our teaching. I needed to mention that because a lot of our followers are in situations where, you know, they get information around from different places, from different things, and they are confused as to, can I take the instruction of astrology? Can I follow what the zodiac says? Does it invalidate me as an Ifa devotee to listen to somebody from another form of spirituality? West African voodoo is what is practiced where I come from. Can I still practice West African voodoo along with Ifa? This is the answer that you need. Our flash goal for today is the Heart Me. 35 people to send in their Heart Me. You see why I said you shouldn't send your Heart Me yet until we are ready? 35 people to send in their Heart Me. 35 people, that's a bunch of figure. So we need everybody. 35 people to send in their Heart Me. And I know we can do it. We need everybody. If you're on YouTube and you want to help, please head over to the TikTok channel, Ifa College on TikTok, and send in your Heart Me. We need 35 people, and we have about how many people now? I think we have about 8 people. Please send in your Heart Me. Send in your Heart Me for the day. Send in your Heart Me for the day. We can do it. Oh, we can do it. Please keep tapping on your screen and keep sharing to as many people as you can. Share with as many people as you can, and send in your Heart Me for the day. All of you that is in the house, so team members, send in your Heart Me. We need all hands on deck for this today. Odù Ifá for today is, if you know what the Odù Ifá for today is, let me know. Is the screen okay?
Yes.
Odù Ifá for the day. What is the Odù Ifá for today? What Odù Ifá will Angbeyewo leni? What is the Odù Ifá for today? Please send in your Heart Me. Send in your Heart Me. We only have 8 out of 35. And we have over 50 people on this live streaming. Send in your Heart Me. Send in your Heart Me for the day. Odù Ifá for today is Ọ̀sẹ̀ Ogunda. Odù Ifá Ọ̀sẹ̀ Ogunda ni Odù Ifá tá ń gbé yẹ̀wò lénìí. Ọ̀sẹ̀ Ogunda ni Odù Ifá tá ń gbé yẹ̀wò lénìí. I'm waiting for you to send in your Heart Me, or the rest of you, so that we can continue. Odù Ifá Ọ̀sẹ̀ Ogunda is Odù Ifá for today. The WhatsApp number has been pinned on your screen. The WhatsApp number has been pinned on your screen. If you need to send a message or you need to make an inquiry that is personal. Odù Ifá Ọ̀sẹ̀ Ogunda is the Odù Ifá we are delving into today. Before we start our teaching, what's the first thing that we do? Ká tó wọnú ẹ̀kọ́ Ifá, kí la máa ń kọ́kọ́ ṣe? Before we start our teaching, what's the first thing that we do? Kí la máa ń kọ́kọ́ ṣe ká tó wọnú ẹ̀kọ́ Ifá o? What's the first thing that we do? Kí la máa ń kọ́kọ́ ṣe?
Our Iba.
Say it loud.
Our Iba.
Our Iba is the first thing that we do before we delve into the day. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Marcos. Thank you so much. We need 26 more people to send in their hearts me. Please help us to meet that live goal before the time is up. Anthony Akinpelu, Eshegoni Adupe, Àbọrú, Àbọyè. Akọ́dá ayé àṣèbà o. Àṣèbà tí wáyé ọjọ́. Àṣèbà tí wọ̀ oòrùn. Elédùmarè ọba tẹ́rẹrẹ kárí ayé àṣèbà aníkíbà wá ṣẹ o. Òrànmọ níṣẹ́ fàyàtì àṣèbà ọba tó lọ kọrin kése. Ọba lánàá, ọba lénìí, ọba títí ayérayé, aṣẹ̀dá, amẹ̀dá, awẹ̀dá, àṣèbà, aníkíbà wá ṣẹ o. Ajagunmalè olúwo òde ọ̀run, àṣèbà, olúbíkin, ọ̀sán ìbíkin, àṣèbà. Àṣèbà agbára tó solé ayé ró, àṣèbà gbogbo àwọn orúnmọlẹ̀ tó dilẹ̀ káàárọ̀ òjìrè mú, gbogbo àwọn òrìṣà tá à ń ṣọ̀sẹ̀ fún lénìí, àṣèbà aníkọ́lọ́sẹ̀ ó gbà o. Ẹ̀yin ìyá mi ọ̀pàkẹ́ àlàkẹ́, àṣèbà, ẹ̀yin olókìkí òru, ẹ̀yin ìyá mi òṣòro mọ̀nìgà, ẹ̀yin ìyá mi ẹlẹ́yẹ, ẹ̀yin abiyamọ ayé, abiyamọ ọ̀run, abiyamọ ọlọ́jà gbọ̀rọ̀gbọ̀rọ̀ tí òjò ọmọ ó jábọ́, tí òjò ọmọ ó ṣubú, ẹ̀yin ògbẹ́kún ọmọ ẹ̀ta tí wéré, atẹ̀dọ̀jòrò àti fún jẹ̀dọ̀, ajẹ̀fún ọmọ ènìyàn máa yó, àṣèbà, apanimáyọ̀dà, àṣèbà yín o, aníkíbà wá ṣẹ o. Ògúnlákayé ọ̀ṣì ìmọ̀lẹ̀, olómi nílé fẹ̀jẹ̀ wò, láṣọ nílé fi mọ̀kímọ̀ búra, ògún tó lànà falára tó lànà fajero, àṣèbà aníkíbà wá ṣẹ o. Níbi gbogbo tá a ti ń ṣọ̀sẹ̀ lénìí, à ń ṣọ̀sẹ̀ ẹgbẹ́ lénìí, ẹgbẹ́ ayé, ẹgbẹ́ ọ̀run, a ṣe músòmúsò ẹgbẹ́ o, a ṣe àkíìkà ẹgbẹ́, ẹgbẹ́ ayé, ẹgbẹ́ ọ̀run, ẹgbà gbogbo ìbá wa kíbà wá ṣẹ o. Níbi gbogbo tá a ti ń pe ifá, a ṣe èèpà ifá, a ṣe èèpà ìkin, a ní ifá orí mi rèé, ifá olókun asọ̀rọ̀dayọ̀, ifá ẹlẹ́rìí ìpín, ifá torí ẹni tí ò sunwọ̀n ṣe, a ṣe èèpà ifá o, ifá èèpà. Odù ọ̀sẹ̀ Ògúndá ni odù ifá tá a máa gbé yẹ̀wò lénìí. Ọgbọ́n, ìmọ̀ àti òye tó wà nínú odù yìí, òun ni kó jẹ́ tiwa láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Ká má ṣe lásán, ká má gbọ́ lásán. Gbogbo ire, gbogbo oore, gbogbo ìdùnnú, gbogbo àlàáfíà, gbogbo ajé, gbogbo ọrọ̀, gbogbo ìgbéga, ìlera àti àìkú tó ń bẹ ní odù ifá yìí, òun ni kó jẹ́ tiwa láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Ọ̀rọ̀ tí ifá ń bá wa sọ, ọ̀rọ̀ tí Olódùmarè ń bá wa sọ, àmúṣe àdénú wa àjòdìndín láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Ifá ti gbé àwọn ará wájú, ifá gbè wá o, àní ṣe lásán láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Odù Ifá ọ̀sẹ̀ Ògúndá, òun lodù Ifá tá à ń gbé yẹ̀wò lénìí. The Odù Ifá for today is ọ̀sẹ̀ Ògúndá, and it talks about something very important, something very, very important. Now, we started earlier by talking about elements of the universe, astrology, and all of that good stuff. And I established the fact that spirituality is present in everything. Thank you so much, Sami. Eshe Gonio. Send in your heart me for the day. We have 10 people so far. We need 25 more people to send in their heart me for the day. As you help us meet our flash goal, you are telling the algorithm that this is good content and more people need to see it. And as you do that, the algorithm gets to show this page to more and more people to get the undiluted, unwatered down truth about Ifá. We are here playing our part. This is your own part. This is how you get to support. Eshe Goni Adupe Light, thank you so much for that. Láṣẹ Èdùmàrè, ìmọ́lẹ̀ ayé yín kò ní dókun. The light of your life will not become darkness. The light of your life will continue to shine to every dark spot where people are hiding and lurking to send in negativity. Tear love, Eshe Goni Adupe, Ajé Ògúngúlú sọ àtúnbọ̀ máa bù sí fún yín o. So 12 more people, and we need how many? We need 12, that's 15, that's 23. 23 more people we need to send in their hearts me for the day. Odù Ifá ọ̀sẹ̀ Ògúndá, as I was saying, we are going to establish today that spirituality cuts across everything. Spirituality cuts across everything. And when we say spirituality, we are not talking African spirituality alone. There's spirituality represented in every race, every culture. In the West, in the East, in Asia, in Africa, everywhere you can, spirituality is evident. And spirituality is evident in everything that we do. In plants, animals, human people. Things that you consider non-living things, like water, like the fire, like the mountains, like the earth, the sand, a whole lot of other things. Thank you so much for sending in your gift. Latoya, thank you for sending your hearts me. So we need 22 more people to send in their hearts me. And the time is running out. 22 more people. Let's share Elédùmarè. Every goal that we have set for ourselves, every challenge that is set before us, we will meet it and overcome it. Let's share Elédùmarè. Queen Mena Eshegoni Adupe, thank you so much for that gift. Spirituality is represented in everything, which is one of the major issues, quote and unquote, that we have with religion. So for religion, it is okay to say a story like the man that was at the beautiful gate, the pool of Bethsaida, that's the name of the pool. And people were there, a lot of people were at the pool of Bethsaida, with the hope that when the water is shaking or ruffled and somebody jumps into it, they will get healed, right? That was the story. Now, what were they jumping into? Water, and that was an element. That's an element, and they believed that that element carried healing power. But then the same set of people will tell African traditional practitioners that you are not supposed to. The moment you take herbs and put them together, you are invoking demons and you are, all of those stuff. And then I tell them this: if you believe that anytime you eat fruits and vegetables, anytime you take plants, if you believe that they have the ability to give your body physical nutrients, like you can literally heal your body by eating certain foods. Even when people go to the hospitals, the doctors still speak to them about their diets, about plants and the things they eat. For people that eat animals, the type that they eat, when you eat it. So if you believe that this carries the power to give nutrients to your body, when you are chewing it, you don't see it break down. You cannot take beans right now and look at beans and say, this is the protein. I can see protein inside these beans. And I can see calcium here, and I can see vitamins here. You cannot see it. You only believe the research, what somebody else has done. And you eat it, and you actually see it produce those things. So if that is the case, why then can you not believe that the same plants and animals have spiritual purpose and spiritual benefit? Why does it become demonic when you decide to tap into the spiritual benefits of those animals? Or somewhere in your mind you think that when the divine and supreme being created the heaven and earth, all they were concerned about is just food you are going to eat. No, Olódùmarè is not like you. I know a lot of you, the only thing you are concerned about in life is what you are going to eat. This food we need 21 more people to send in their hearts me. 21 more people to send in their hearts me. Oh yeah, everybody, let me pause. Go and get your coins and buy your hearts me. Let me pause for a few minutes and see what is going to happen. Oh yeah, send in your hearts me for the day if you have not sent it. Send in your hearts me for the day if you have not sent it. So you would find out that you're not looking at this thing. You're messing up my screen. Just hold on. You will find out that everything around us contains, thank you so much, Bature. Everything around us contains one form of spirit, one form of spiritual benefit or the other. And it was put here for our advantage. So if you sit down and you find out that carrots can give vitamins and help your skin, you can also sit down and find out what spiritual gift and spiritual blessing that carrots can give, and you can manifest it for yourself. Moreni Keji, thank you so much for sending in your hearts me. And you can do that for yourself and get the benefit. Because a lot of times, I will say it again, a lot of times, not even a lot of times, in Ifa, everything you are looking for is here already. Is not, you are not lifting your eyes to any hill. In fact, Yoruba will say, I bofala nwoke. It's because you don't understand Ifa, you don't understand what Ifa says, you don't have the wisdom of Ifa. That's why you are lifting your eyes to the hills. If you have the wisdom of Ifa, kò sí nǹkan tó ń wò lókè. Yorùbá ní àìgbọ́fá là ń wò kí Ifá kan ò sí ní parapo. There is nothing you are looking for in the heaven beyond. There is nothing you are lifting your eyes up to the hills to see. Everything you need is in this life, is here. You dig it up. Ó máa ń wu jáde ni. Yoruba says ìwúre, you dig it out. You don't dig out something from the cloud. You dig out something that is already here on the ground where you are. Every animal, every plant, every element of the universe carries spiritual benefit for you and I. So if you are struggling with fertility, you are struggling with certain health challenges, you are struggling in your finances, struggling in your relationship, struggling in different aspects of your life, even in your personal growth, and you have refused to apply the spiritual benefits that these plants and animals have, you are the one that is shortchanging yourself. Mr. Ayotunde, thank you so much for sending your heart to me for the day. You are the one that is shortchanging yourself. There is no God anywhere that is coming to answer you again. If your God needs to be told every 5 minutes what to do, somebody is calling God there, another person is calling God there. I don't understand. If we as human beings, as limited as our abilities and our mind is, we provide things for our children long before they ask for it. First Lady, thank you so much for that. Thank you so much for sending in your heart to me. We need more and more people. We are halfway gone. We need 16 more people. We are halfway gone right now. 16 more people to send in their heart to me. If you're on YouTube and you want to support the Flash Gold on TikTok, please head over to Ifa College on TikTok and help us meet our Flash Goal. You are the one that is shortchanging yourself, because the divine and supreme being that created everything has already put up a plan. The plan is already there. If we as human beings, as limited as we are, we can plan for our children even before they are born. Before they are born, we can plan for them. How much more the divine and supreme being that is all-knowing, all-powerful, all-organized, all-structured. Everything you need is here already. And that is what Odù Ifá or Ogunda is going to teach us today. We're going to read in the Yoruba text, the sacred Yoruba text, the ancient Yoruba text. We'll translate into English. We would extract the lessons, the blessings, and the instructions of that Odù. And then we will break down how to apply it to our everyday lives. Odù Ifá or Ogunda says, Iṣẹ́ ìgùntàn, aṣọ ère là ń bá lára gbé. Iṣẹ́ ìgùntàn, aṣọ ère là ń bá lára àlùkò. Iṣẹ́ ìgùntàn, aṣọ ère là ń bá lára odídẹrẹ́. Gbogbo ère ni tọwọ́ olókun, olókun olórí omi. Gbogbo ère ni tọwọ́ ọlọ́ṣà, ọlọ́ṣà ibìkejì odò. Iṣẹ́ ìgùntàn, tó ní kí gbogbo ère máa tó mi lọ́wọ́ láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Say àṣẹ at that point. Tó ní kí gbogbo ère máa tó wa lọ́wọ́. I said you should say àṣẹ at that point. Àbáwọn tó wà nínú ilé yóò gbọ́ Yorùbá ni. Tó ní kí gbogbo ère máa tó wa lọ́wọ́. Àṣẹ. Àkíyèsí tó wà nínú Odù Ifá yìí sọ pé tí a bá máa lo odídẹrẹ́ yẹn, wọ́n ní ìrù ẹ̀ òun la máa lò. Tá a bá ń sọ̀rọ̀ nípa ìyẹ́ odídẹrẹ́, ìrù odídẹrẹ́ yẹn òun la máa lò. Wọ́n ní ewé tá a máa lò fún àkóso Ifá yìí, ìyẹ́ agbé, ìyẹ́ àlùkò, ìkódẹ, ewé tótó. Wọ́n ní kí àbàwọ́n kankan má wà lára gbogbo nǹkan Ifá tá a máa lò yìí. Ká wá tẹ odù ọ̀sẹ́ Ògúndá sórí rẹ̀ kí ẹni yẹn dẹ̀ fi wẹ̀. Gbogbo nǹkan tí a ó fi ṣe iṣẹ́ àwúre ó gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ mímọ́, pípé àti dáradára. I'll translate that to English. Dr. Yomi, ẹ kú ojúmọ́. Chidi, grand rising to you. Somebody says, where is this accent from? It's Nigeria, from Nigeria. The person that is speaking is Nigerian. Let's translate that into English. Iṣẹ́ ìgùntàn we meet fine garments on the body of the Agbe bird. ÌṢẸÉ says we meet fine garments on the body of the bird called Aluko. ԻṢԵÉ says again, we meet fine garments on the body of the bird called Odidere. All blessings come from Olokun. Olokun is the Lord of the waters. All blessings come from Olosa. Olosa is the second Lord of the rivers. ΙШΕΕ says, Toto commands that all the blessings flow towards me steadily. Now, for this Odù Ifá, we were also instructed to get Iye Agbe, that's the feathers of Agbe, Iye Aluko, the feathers of Aluko, Ikode, Ewe Toto, that's a particular leaf, and then we will grind everything together and make the make the mark of Ose Ogunda on it, and the clients will use it as a bathing soap. Ifá now says every one of these items that we are using has to be clean, has to be pure, and has to be in their good state. Àbọrú, Àbọyè, Àbọṣíṣẹ. Olanrewaju said, sorry, please, you are not Nigeria. You are Yoruba first before Nigeria. Wow. 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 I assume Olanrewaju is joining my live streaming for the first time, because I would have said for the uptenth time, this thing you are doing is how we got to where we are today. This thing you are doing is how the enemies, quote and unquote, were able to attack Africa. I am Yoruba, I am Igbo, I am Ghanaian, I am not Nigerian, I am first Yoruba, I am first this. And we are in an environment where we are trying to establish that Ifá does not have boundaries, Ifá does not have tribe, Ifá does not have race. Ifá sees beyond all of this. Olódùmarè does not have boundaries. Do you realize that when we say Olódùmarè is the divine and supreme being, Olódùmarè is not the divine and supreme being of Yoruba people. Olódùmarè is not the divine and supreme being of Nigerians. Olódùmarè is the divine and supreme being of as many people as approach Ifá. When you come to Ifá, does Ifá ask you what your tribe is, what your race is, what your country is, what your continent is? You know what is sad about this thing is that people take a tool and use it against your people. Then they hand that tool over to you to continue to use it against yourself after they left. That's exactly what you are still doing. Which one is you are not Nigerian? What was the name on my passport? Is there a passport called Yoruba passport? Is there an identity called Yoruba identity? Why kí ló dé tá fi ọ̀rọ̀ sílẹ̀ tá wá sọ mí? Why do we leave what is important and chase after what does not even make sense as adult people? It's not right. See, we are the ones that is subtly taking on the baton of this perpetration that was done against us mentally, emotionally, psychologically, and spiritually. You have the answer to your question. Let's take Ifá as our yardstick. Does Ifá consider anybody Nigerian? Odù Ifá, Ose Ogunda that we are reading right now today. If somebody comes from Australia and this Odù Ifá comes out for them, is this Odù Ifá going to say, because you are Australian, don't give this person the apostle of this Ifá? Is Ifá going to say, because you are Australian, Odù Ifá will not guide you and direct you to where you are supposed to go? Somebody will come from outside Yoruba race and come to Ifá. Ifá will welcome them. Ifá will give them instruction. They will apply it in their life and in their country, and it will get better. And a Yoruba person is still sitting here saying, you are not Nigerian, you are first Yoruba before Nigeria. What does that even mean? What does that even mean? Please, I thought we have gone beyond this. Like somewhere in my mind, I look at the students on my platform and say, we have gone beyond this. We have lost the grip that these people put on us. What if you wake up tomorrow and your mother comes to tell you the truth that I'm not your mother, in the hospital that day, XYZ now said to XOPPQR, and they now brought you from one woman, and that woman, she's from Zambia. Or what's the difference between the color of the skin of a Zambian and Nigerian? Then you now find out you are a Zambian. Excuse me, Mr. Olarinwaju, what are you going to do that day? You will now say, I am no longer Yoruba, I am first Zambian. Let's think about it. Adili aye lo bi wa sile Yoruba la nje Yoruba. Let's think about this thing. Let's not do this to ourselves. A lot of this work has to start from inside of you. We are first human people. That is what we are. We are first human people. At a football field, we are not. It's not a distraction. People, I need to explain this. These are the fundamentals. As a Nigerian, as somebody that lives in Nigeria, these are one of the very many things that we are fighting, that is fighting us, that is holding us down. If somebody is receiving the information of Ifa and the person is still having a mindset that there is a difference between being Yoruba and being Nigerian, the person does not even know Ifa at all. You don't know Ifa at all. Hey Joe, let's stop doing this to ourselves. We have had the excuse that they did this to us, they did this to us. The one we are doing to ourselves, we are first human people. That is how Ifa sees us, that is who we are. At the football field, when the Super Eagles of Nigeria is playing, there is no Yoruba, there is no Igbo. If a Chukwudi scores the last goal and wins the match, we are Nigerians in that moment. When a Nigerian goes to the, what is it called? Those awards, Grammy Awards, and wins a Grammy, that time we are all Nigerians. Nobody says it's a Yoruba man that won the Grammy. We are not, even other African countries are celebrating Nigeria when it comes to music and sports. At that moment, we are Africans, we are brothers, we share the same skin color, we are one in that moment. Some people just came to draw line and told you that you are this and you are that. No, please. Let's learn this foundation. Erasing all of this mindset is going to help us better understand Ifa. Because some people are still upset that we are teaching Ifa in English because what? The English speaking people should not know our secrets. A lot has to be done. A lot of mind work has to be done. You have to erase those chains that is holding you down. Odù Ifá Ose Ogunda is the Odù Ifá. Let's read it in English. Odù Ifá Ose Ogunda. Okay, we have read the Odù Ifá Ose Ogunda in English and the command that it says. Now, let's go into the lessons of this Odù. This Odù promises impending good fortune that comes from using spiritual Aji products. You see, there is a whole Odù Ifá that talks about the spiritual part of everything around us. There is a whole Odù Ifá that says, take the feather of Agbe, take the feather of Aluko, take the feather of Odidere, grind it into whatever. There are so many things here. I'm not going to be listing out the items of a spiritual product to you in an open space like this. This is instruction for Babalawos and àwọn Ìkọ́ṣẹ́ Ifá, people that are learning to become Babalawos, Iyanifas, Babalóríṣà, Ìyálóríṣà, Oníṣègùn, Apẹtẹbís. They are the ones that are privileged to the full details of this information. But for those of you who are clients, who are on the other side that are going to buy, Ifa has put out these things. Now, Agbe, Aluko, Odidere are special kind of birds that are associated with wealth. which is why in the prayer of Ajé we say, in the prayers of Ajé we say, Agbe tí ń gbére pàdé olókun. Agbe is the bird that takes blessings to olókun. That is the spiritual assignment of Agbe, to take blessings to olókun. Àlùkò ní ń gbére pàdé ọlọ́ṣà. Àlùkò is the special bird that takes blessings to ọlọ́ṣà. Now, who is olókun? Who is ọlọ́ṣà? Ifá explains it in this Odù. Ifá says all blessings come from olókun. Olókun is the Orisha of all the waters. All blessings comes from Olosa. Olosa is the second in command of the Orishas that takes care of the waters. Ifá says all blessings comes from these two Orishas. So we have established today that any kind of blessing, particularly financial and wealth building, is taken care of by Olókun and Olosa, which is why we call Ajé Ajé Olókun, Ajé Olosa. Ajé is the Orisha for financial, everything financial and economic. Now we have identified the two Orishas that take care of that. But then there is a bread that takes blessings to these Orishas. These Orishas are the Orishas of blessings. All blessings are in there, but there's something that supplies them. So take for instance, there's a tank in your house that gives you water. Everybody is looking at that tank like, this tank, all the water we use in this house comes from this tank. Let's keep this tank clean. Let's appreciate this tank. But little do you know that there is something that is supplying the tank. The borehole or the government water corporation is supplying the tank. Now, which one are we going to pay more attention to? The one that is supplying, the one that is bringing water into the tank. Ifá says Agbe is the one that brings blessing to Olókun. Àlùkò is the one that brings blessing to Olosa. Now imagine how financially blessed those two birds are. Imagine what they represent in wealth creation and financial blessing. Olódùmarè gave that spiritual blessing to those birds. So what do? We use the parts of them that represent that spiritual blessing for our own good. When we make ìwúre, we say Agbe tí ń gbére pàdé olókun, má gbére pàdé olókun mọ́, má gbére bọ̀ wá bá èmi lágbájá ọmọ lágbájá. Àlùkò tí ń gbére pàdé ọlọ́ṣà, má gbére pàdé ọlọ́ṣà mọ́, má gbére bọ̀ wá bá èmi lágbájá ọmọ lágbájá, which means Agbe, the bread that is taking blessings to Olókun. Don't take blessings to Olókun again. Bring the blessing to me. Àlùkò that is taking blessings to Olosa. Don't take blessings to Olosa again. Bring the blessing to me. Now, how do you direct Agbe to you? How do you direct Àlùkò to you? Those special breads. This is the instruction, one of the instruction. Ifá says, take the feathers. In fact, Ifá instructs you the part of the feather that it talks about. It says, tá a bá sọ pé ìyẹ́ Agbe àti ìyẹ́ Àlùkò, ìyẹ́ ìdí ẹ̀ là ń sọ. We are talking about the feather at the tail. Ifá gives you precise instruction. You see the feather at the tail, that is the one that carries the blessing. Take it from here, take it from there, take it from there. They carry spiritual blessings for wealth and money. Pound it into this, add this to it, make this sign on it. Ifá says we should put the mark of Ose Ogunda on it. When we make the mark of Odù Ose Ogunda, we are invoking the power that Ose Ogunda carries into that spiritual soul. Ifá says, let the person go and bath with it. So for those of you that come to see, these spiritual souls that they're using is demonic, is this, is that, lack of understanding, and now you have understanding of how these things work. A whole Odù Ifá was set aside to talk about spiritual soap for wealth. I know you are sitting down somewhere to say, how will I just use something to take my bath, to wash my body, and then I go outside and then I find money? No, don't let those people deceive you. The moment you put that thing into your body, they have initiated you. It's demons that are bringing the money for you. Okay, let's establish that. We have initiated you into something and it's demons that is giving you. Okay, please also go back to your spiritualist, to your nutritionist, and ask your nutritionist that, how can you just say, when I eat what's it called, when I take vitamins, when I eat oranges and carrots, is going to make my skin glow, and my skin will be glowing. Why can't I just put that carrot on my body? Why can't we just grate carrot like this and be rubbing it on our skin? How can I eat carrots? It will go inside me, then it will now make my skin glow, and when I step outside, my skin will be glowing. How do I eat certain food and you say it takes care of body odor? So if I eat certain food, I get outside, my body will not smell. There must be a demon on the way that is spraying our skin to be glowing. That's also the definition. Once you have accepted it for spirituality, accept it with your nutritionist. How can they tell us that the gym is not where we build body? Abs is built in the kitchen. No, it makes sense to build your body. At least you are doing exercise like this. It makes sense that as you are doing the exercise, it should work. Shebi is your muscle you are carrying. That one makes direct sense. But then your gym instructor says, after 6 months, you have not seen any result. Madam, what are you eating? What has what I'm eating got to do with me building muscles? Madam, what time of the day do you eat? What does it matter? I'm eating. You are not going to argue with them. You will not tell your nutritionist that, how can you tell me that if I eat more of protein and less of carbohydrate, my belly fat will reduce? No. There must be a demon that is removing your belly fat at night. There has to be a demon that is removing your belly fat at night. There has to be a demon that is removing your belly fat at night. That's it. So if there is no demon that is spraying your skin to glow, and it is not a demon that is removing your belly fat, it is not a demon that is giving you wealth when you follow spiritual instructions. That's it. Some people are having a conversation or asking a question. Let me see if it's a question that I can answer. Limsey signature says, give to Caesar what is Caesar. If something is meant for Olokun, you want to steal. Instead of you to go and beg Olokun for what is his, you say you want to start stealing from spirits. For every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. Okay. So you see these things, it is you. It's not even knowledge, or it's not lack of knowledge, because if your brain has the capacity to understand nutrition and how it directly or indirectly affects you, if your brain has the capacity to understand that protein is for bodybuilding, too much carbs breaks down into sugar, it spikes your insulin and XYZ. If your brain has the capacity to understand that as you drink more water, your body flushes out toxins and it helps you to be healthy. If your brain has the capacity to accept that, your brain also has the capacity to accept that those same plants, those same animals have spiritual purposes that you can align to yourself and can produce results. It's as good as that. It is now you to ask yourself, which one does your brain choose to accept? But can your brain process it? Yes, as an adult human person, your brain can process it. Your brain can process chocolate is this, ice cream is this one is this. Your brain can process that. So your brain can also process this. And this is, you cannot cut this out. So those of you that sit down somewhere, I just want Ifa to speak to me. I don't want to be using all of these products. I don't believe in them. I, for one, is not advocating for you to believe in them. But I, for one, is also telling you there's no shortcut. I didn't make the rules. If you want this result, this is the process. You can argue with your nutritionist and go back and be eating eba at night. Maybe you are the one that is going to prove, you are going to be the proof that you can eat eba at 6 p.m., 8 p.m., 9 p.m. every day. Huge bowl of eba like this, and you will not have belly fat and your insulin will not spike. You can put your life on the test. Do it for the next 20 years and come back and tell us how it happened. But people that are professionals have established something and we have all accepted it. The same way Ifa has established something, that's the way it is. So if you are not using spiritual products, I don't even understand how to explain this to you. If you are not using spiritual products, you are, it's like I give you a whole watermelon and I slice it into 4 and I put the 4 big quarters on your table to eat it, and you take 1 and then you step outside and somebody says, for our workout today, I hope everybody has eaten a whole watermelon, and you say yes. Then you start to work out and you run out of energy. Let's assume watermelon gives you energy. And then everybody is still going. And then your coach is asking, what's going on? Did you eat watermelon? I ate. How much do you eat? And I took a quarter of it. I said eat the whole thing. That's exactly how it is. Ifa is presented to you as a whole. For you to be able to accomplish certain spiritual things in this life, in every aspect of your life, you have the part of Ebo and Etutu, your sacrifice and appeasement. You have the part of spiritual products that you use on your body. You have the part of spiritual products that you ingest with your mouth, orally. You have the part of your Iwure, your Iba, the one that you say with your mouth. Those are the 4 parts of it. So some of you can make Iwure and Iba with your mouth. You have done that, number 1. You can send money to your Babalawo to do Ebo and Etutu for you. You have done number 2. You see these remaining 2. Using spiritual products on your body and taking spiritual products through your mouth. You are still struggling with it. Auntie, continue the struggle. Struggle continues. Continue it. But you are not going to get the full benefit of Ifa. Let me just tell you. You are not going to get the full benefits. It's just like saying we have measured a whole chicken. This whole chicken gives you what? 60 grams of protein. And your body needs minimum of 60 grams of protein per day. And you now decide to take half of the chicken. That's just 30 grams. When every other person is getting results of muscle building from protein, you are not going to get it. But what will you tell yourself? I'm eating chicken. Let's go from I'm eating chicken to say what quantity of protein is coming out of that chicken you are eating. If you do it halfway, you will get halfway result. There is no shortcut in this thing. If you do it halfway, you will get result halfway. Mena was saying something. Let me read what she said. Mena said, I honestly think people struggle with accepting realities because it's coming from us. Yeah. We are rarely seeing the opposing opinions from ideas sold to us by Oyibo people. Exactly. That part. Anyways, like I said, Oyibo people have done what they've done. It's for you to undo what they did to you. I can only teach you what they have done, show you the lies and the misconceptions. I will show that to you. You changing it is left to you. You accepting it is up to you. I've told you. The day your foreign, your Oyibo friends come and they say, I bought this soap, I used it and it worked. And they start packaging it as fancy bar soap and they spray perfume on it, they will come back and sell it to you. Then you will buy it. Because as far as you're concerned, Oyibo people don't know how to do juju. They have not put anything into it that is black. They have fancied it. If you want to wait to that point, it's okay. But the rest of us that choose to have sense in this lifetime, at this point and stage in our life, I'm telling you, you are shortchanging yourself if you do not. Especially when it has to do with Ajay and wealth. When you see people running up and down asking for soap, you think they don't know what they are doing. There is another level of connection you have with Olokun and Olosa through spiritual products, either the one you use on your body or the one you ingest orally. Is another level of connection. This is a whole Odù Ifá sitting down to explain that to you. One, and there are several SAFAs like that. There are several SAFAs like that. There was a time I was focused on selling spiritual products a lot, about 3-4 years ago. Yeah, 3, 4, 5 years ago. I was focused on selling spiritual products a lot. Now, when the demand of it from, let me say this because I'm not going to mention names. When the demand of it came from churches in the diaspora, I couldn't meet up with the demand of people around, and people around, you are literally begging them. For those of you that was on my WhatsApp status at that time, if Izafa Blessing is still on this live streaming, she'll be able to tell you that I would write and write and write on my status. Then there was no voice note to explain on status. I would write and write and write, explaining to people, literally trying to convince people how these products are not demonic, how they are not this, how they are not bad, before people will buy. And here we are on the flip side of the coin. There are certain churches outside of Nigeria whose pastors will come, literally call to ask, please help me make this product in form of water, in form of oil, in form of soap, so that we can sell it to our church members. And the demand for it became constant. So we just go from factory to them, ship it out to them, ship it out to them. I stopped stressing myself over the people around. I'm sure a lot of you that were on my WhatsApp status at that time, you noticed I stopped talking about it. People will literally tell their friends to add me up so that they can read my WhatsApp status, because it was a whole university on its own way before Ifa college started. Because I was like you, I was a Christian like you who believed the same thing that you believed. So I understand where your misconception is coming from, and I was trying so hard at that time to help. But it came to a point where I said, please, people that will buy, people that will understand. The day you people understand it, you will catch up with it. If you go to a Babalawo's house today, you know how you go to people's house and they give you water, and they say, go and bring water and soft drinks for them to take. When you come into a Babalawo's house, they will always have ԻΣＨΕΕΣΕ to give to you, either in herbs, black herbs that you take, lick it and drink it. You take the black herbs, lick it and drink it, or you have it in form of a liquid or soap. Everybody that comes in will, please, oh Baba, that soap, small soap for Aji, soap for people that are working. I have a shop, I have a business. We receive it like that, like, take. You always find it there. Babalawo that is selling it to you, he has the one that is using in his house. You think they are deceiving you. Anyway. Odù Ifá is telling us today that there is a whole aspect of our spiritual journey that is tied to spiritual products. And you have to use it. Find the one that works for you and use it. Iwure cannot take the place of spiritual products. Ètùtù and Ẹbọ cannot take the place of spiritual product. Thank you, Mena. Ètùtù and Ẹbọ, sacrifice and appeasement, your Ẹbọ cannot take the place of spiritual product. Àkọsẹ̀ Ifá comes with almost every Odù Ifá. We don't read it out because that is instruction for the professionals. I was speaking the other day about spiritual first aid box. There are certain things you need to have in your house as first aid. Cleansing. Spiritual product for cleansing. Spiritual product for protection. Spiritual product for back to sender. Spiritual product for Aji. Spiritual product for Eyonu. You see that Eyonu àwọn àgbàlagbà. I don't know how to define Eyonu in Yoruba and in English as a word, but Eyonu simply means that your heart is melting. Like when you say your heart melts for someone, you know how you see a cute baby and you're just like, oh, at that moment you just tell that baby to take all your money, just take all my money and take everything. Or you see a cute puppy, oh my God, you see how your heart just melts. Or you're falling in love with someone for the first time and there are butterflies in your belly and you see them and you just go, That's how to describe it. It's Eyonu àwọn àgbàlagbà means that àwọn tó láyé, àwọn tó nílé, àwọn ìyá mi that Elédùmarè gave this universe to. The universe will melt at the sight of you. Those things you have to have them in your house. You cannot but have them. Àwọn omi odò Ọ̀ṣun, omi àfòwúrọ̀ pọn, omi tá àti ìfọhùn sí, omi àìfọhùn. Early morning water from Olókun, Ọlọ́sà, Ọ̀ṣun, Yemọja, all those Orisha. Early morning, before anybody speaks to that water, before it is troubled, before anything, take it. You need it. You need it. They have their own place on this journey. You should have them at home. You see how you travel and you have this your small cosmetic containers that you put a little bit of your cream, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. have the one for your spiritual products. I told you the importance of Adi, palm kernel oil, Ogere Epo. My children know, my whole family knows. Any small thing, any little thing, please, can we take palm oil? We understand the spiritual power that that product called palm oil carries. You are feeling a certain kind of way. We cannot rule out the fact that it could have spiritual undertone. So you take the palm oil that you have set aside, the Adi, the Ogere Epo that you have set aside, you first take that immediately. Then we can start looking for other things. These things are there for you to use. Sometimes what you need, they are just at your fingertips. Sometimes you don't even need to call the Babalawo or the Iyanifa. It's a first aid. You can do it yourself. Certain things can happen at night, but Babalawo cannot make a divination for you at night. Though. You should have certain things around you. If Olódùmarè has put these things in place, they are there. They are there for your own good. You will not buy spiritual product from a Babalawo, but you will go on YouTube and listen to an Oyinbo person tell you to bring bay leaf and thyme and rice water and curry and chicken. Just go and cook jollof rice. I remember one lady from Ghana a couple of years ago. She started experiencing downward spiral in her life, and she could date it back to a certain period when she was following one Oyinbo lady on YouTube. And the lady would tell them, do this and do that and do that and do that. Yes, Mrs. O forever, honey, exactly like what happened that night. Do this and do this and do this and do that. The woman said they should take onions and write on the back of the onion and use it to do something. My darling Ghanaian sister went to the market and get the onion that she saw. She didn't remember. Don't let me say I don't know how she didn't know. She didn't remember that onions come in different species. And people don't know that spirituality gives you precise information to the last description. You see how Ifa said in this place when he says Iyaluko. He says when we give Iyaluko as a recipe, as part of a recipe, we are talking about the one on the tail. If you pick the one by the arm, by the wings, and you use it and you say shebi is Iyaluko, you might get a totally different result. Worst case scenario is that you are the way you are. There's no change. That's worst case scenario. Or best case, if you get a spiritual recipe wrong, best case scenario is that you are the way you are. But you know what the worst case scenario is? It might just be the opposite. What you are trying to salvage might just turn upside down. So she went and she got white onion and she did it. When she told me what she did, something I don't usually do, I don't do that. I took a picture of a spiritual book that I have that has spiritual recipe. That particular recipe she was talking about was there, and I showed it to her. 2 different things, white onion, purple onion, opposite instruction, opposite result. She took the white onion, her little finance and business that she was trying to boost by listening to instruction on YouTube from one Oyinbo person, little money that she was trying to boost, she went from, let's say on a scale of 1 to 100, she was on 20 and she was trying to carry her business to 80. She went from 20 to minus 400. And she was smart enough to notice that it was during that time because she was doing these things and she was expecting results. Go back and tell the person that did it for you that we send her messages, she doesn't respond. She said before she can respond, you have to do consultation. So there's consultation in it. I thought it was free spiritual recipe online. I don't know how many times you have seen doctors saying, I'm going to teach you free how to perform a surgery. In case your wife is pregnant, let me teach you how to use blade to open her up and bring out the baby, and use needle and thread to stitch it back. even the first aid box that you have, they are finished products that you buy from the pharmacy. A spiritualist understands the sacredness of that job. They will not come into an open space to teach random people. A professional knows not to do that. But some of you are saying, some people are just hiding the secret and selling the product. Some people are giving us the recipe and the step-by-step for free. As who? Who are you to learn the instructions and the recipe of how to make spiritual product? I don't understand. I need to know, who are you? That is a professional line. Are you getting what I'm saying at all? The same thing I told you about food and diet the other day. Some of you are running from one post to another, looking for free post about what do I eat to cut this down, what do I eat to cut that down, without understanding that your body is different from the body of the next person. If you go on a calorie deficit and you break down and you take everything and you reduce your calories and blah 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 so that your insulin level will not spike, and you use it and it works for you, if somebody like me tries it, I'm endangering my entire existence. And here is why. My metabolism rate is higher than an average person. My blood pressure and blood sugar level is usually lower than an average person. That's the way it has been since the day I was born, and since the day they started to check it, that I can remember. So I understand myself. I go to a professional to curate what works for me. The amount of sugar your body needs to get a spike, my body will have to have double before a spike can happen. And do you know what is dangerous than a sugar spike? Is not having enough sugar in your blood. Because sugar is what fuels movement of blood and every other thing to your brain and to your heart. Once your fuel is running low, it unalives you faster than if you have too much of it. That's me. I've come to understand me, and I work with professionals that understand me. I'm not on the internet looking for diet and food recipe that works for every other person. That's why dietitians and nutritionists still have a job. You are going from pillar to post to look for recipe of spiritual products. There's a difference between if you are learning from somebody, you are learning to become an onishegun, a traditional medicine practitioner, you are learning, you are practicing what you have learned. You can go back to your coach. There is a difference. So all of you are, especially YouTube. We will now take the bay leaf and you will write your name on it and you will burn it at one end. Then you put the salt and the sugar around it. I'm looking at all of them like this. It's okay. Even if I tried it and it worked, congratulations. I'm not saying it's not going to work. But the day it doesn't work, I hope the DM of the same person that gave you the instruction is open to help you save your life. These things are important, they are useful, they are a major part of your life, but you have to handle them as what they are, sacred items. The people that take them have spent years learning and troubleshooting in so many different ways before they arrived at that. He who has a ear, let him hear what the Spirit is saying. If you have ears, you will hear. This Odù Ifá promises impending good fortune that comes from using Ajé spiritual products. It shows the spiritual significance of different birds and different elements of the universe. Some of you, the elements of... Before I go into that, please. The next time anybody comes into my DM to say, Iyanifa, please, I need you to do spiritual work for me. I'm a water child. The next time I hear somebody say that I'm a water child, I will particularly ask water that is beside you to stand up and slap your face. 2026, we are still going around saying, I'm a water child. I'm a water child. my mommy, my what did they call it? My water priestess told me I'm a water child. Go to the internet and count how many water priestesses are there. When you had finished counting, if you can count them, then please go and help me count how many fire priestesses are there, how many earth priestesses, how many air priests and priestesses are there. Go online and go and check it. Sorry, let me switch the network. Somebody says the streaming is lagging. Let's see. Hold on a little bit. Hold on a little bit. Hold on a little bit. Please, can you check your phone if TikTok is back up? TikTok, not YouTube. Okay. Somebody said it was lagging, so I'm trying to. Is it okay now on TikTok? Can you hear me now? Hope it's not lagging again. Hope it's not. Let me know. Comment section. Is TikTok okay now? Latoya said it was lagging. Is it just from my end or from every other person? It's fine. Okay, it's okay. All right. Everybody is a water priestess. Everybody is a water child. Stop it. No, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to them. Stop it. Stop it. I'm yet to find somebody in my DM whose priestess told them that they are fire children, they are children of fire, or they are children of earth, or they are children of water. Please stop it. But it sounds too ignorant. Stop it. We all have different elements that we work with. And newsflash, you can even work with more than one element. Let me give Mrs. O Forever as an example. From the little that I know about her, she works with 3 different elements out of 4. Water, fire, and earth. And I'm sure by the time she does her Itefa, we will also see that she works with air. Different orishas embody different things. Oya works with fire and air. Oshun works with water and air. And even earth. Olokun works with water, air, and earth. Ajay works with water, air, and earth. There are other elements in this universe aside from water. Oh, water priestess. The day you find fire priestess, please send the person's account to me on TikTok. The day you find air priest and priestess, please send their account to me. I need to congratulate them for at least trying to do something beyond, outside of the... Every element of the universe is available for you to use. Different orishas embody different ones of them. Ifa itself is a combination of grass and earth. It's a combination of plants and the soil. You see this green and brown, that's what it represents. You see this green and brown, the green and the brown. In Yoruba, we call it tewe tego, ewe ati ego. Ewe is the leaf, ego is the root, and the root is in the soil. That's the definition of this color. It's not anything demonic. That's the definition of this color. So inside that earth, inside that soil, you have earth, you have water, at least directly interfering with the soil. You have earth, you have water, you have air. Those 3 things combine what the elements that Ifa works with primarily. 3. Yes, everybody is water children. It's just, I'm from the water. It feels fancy, right? To talk about water. It feels very fancy. Mommy water, in our meeting, we're always swimming. We're always... And you will pay somebody a whole $200 to do divination for you. Only for them to come and tell you you are a water child. Excuse me. The air you are breathing in contains water. 70% of your human body is water. 70% of the earth that we live in is covered with water. Duh. We are all water children in one way or the other. Is every one of us who is not Queen B Esther, thank you very much. Everybody now water picking is everybody. When you are leaving your mother's womb, you are enclosed with a fluid that looks like water. The day you gave birth to you is water that first of all broke out. Is water the first used to bath you. Is water you first drank. And you pay $200 for somebody to tell you you're a water child. If on this live streaming I can, the spirit is speaking. Let's hear what the spirit is speaking. Mrs. O forever, the spirit is saying you are a water child. If you remember when you were young, you used to dream about water. D, you are from the water. When you grew old at age 16, if you remember that day you went into the shower, you took your bath with water. The water felt good. You connected with water. Who else is on the live streaming? First lady. At age 7, your mother gave you water to drink. Do you remember the way you felt with that water? Every element of the universe is available for you to work with. Every element of the universe is available for you to work with. Which is why Ifa will never narrow somebody down to a particular element. Do you understand what I'm saying right now? So please, elements of the universe in every form they come. When we make Iwuri and we speak, we are activating the element of air. And we speak into the air, and it carries our words to the place that we need to effect changes. When we pray and make Iwuri on water, we bath with it, we drink it, we do everything. We are using water as a medium to carry something. Every Orisha is available to work with you. Oya is there, Ogun is there, Shango is there, Oshun is there, Osonyi is there, Olokun is there, with different elements that they work with. You can give ebo to every one of them, activating every element that is on earth, every element that exists. So please, don't narrow your mind to one element. Everything in this earth is for your good, or is for your use. Or use fire when you have to. Use air when you have to. Use earth when you have to. Use water when you have to. They are all at your disposal to be used. Ifa says connecting with specific orishas for wealth. This Odù teaches us to connect with specific orishas for wealth and riches. I'm all up for hard work and smart work. But at the Ifa Business School, a whole teaching was assigned to the spiritual part of your wealth creation journey. The spiritual part of your wealth creation journey. I know people will say, oh, I know a lot of people who are making it in this life, who have money, and they don't know anything about spirituality. It is how you sit down on your small chair in your house and you want to talk about what somebody else is doing with spirituality in their house. Hold on, I'm just asking. You see that person that you say, I know somebody that is making it in life and they are not doing anything spiritual. The day they are doing something spiritual, you think they will come and they will call you and they will tell you. People are making it in life without doing all this juju thing that you are talking about. Okay, now, if you have made it in life, you will not be here having this conversation with me, trust me. If you have made it in life, it's like somebody saying, pregnancy is not that hard. I see people that get pregnant, they've been pregnant like 12 times, they've had like 12 babies. Pregnancy and childbirth is not that hard. You people are just trying to scare us. That kind of conversation will never come from the mouth of someone that has been pregnant and has a child. Sure, you and I know that, right? Comment section, please. I need this. I need interaction here. When you hear a person saying, pregnancy and childbirth, there's nothing to eat. People get pregnant, it's easy. It's just 9 months. They are fine. Once they take their prenatals, they are okay. They will just push out the baby and you'll be fine. You people stop scaring us. Whoever it is that has that conversation with you, we both know that that person has never experienced pregnancy and childbirth. Never. There is no woman that has gone through the process that will come and tell you there's nothing there. So when you see people that say, people that made it in life, that have money, they don't do any spiritual thing, that person has not made it in life. That person has not made it in life. Because for everybody that has made it in this life, they will never undermine the spiritual side of growing wealth, making money. Spirituality comes in different forms. So if you are planning to create generational wealth without connecting with the orishas for wealth creation, good luck at doing that. Try it and then come back and tell us how it's going. This Odù Ifá talks about rapid movement, adaptability, and timed action that attracts blessings. Rapid movement, adaptability, and timing in your action to attract spiritual blessings. Timing, rapid movement, adaptability. Now that you have received another instruction, how are you going to adapt to this instruction you have received? I know it's not something that we grew up with. I know our human mind will question why this, why that. But how much do you trust Ifá to be able to say whatever Ifá says to me, Ifá has said it and I'm going to follow it? I don't know if the people involved with this story I'm about to share are on this live streaming, but I'm not going to say anything that's remotely suggest who this story is for. I'm just going to share it for the sake of teaching and bringing other people's mind into what is going on. I have a couple that came to do their itefa. The husband came first and then the wife came later. The husband was given an instruction, and Ifá said that he should buy 2 dogs, one in his house and one in his Uluwo's house. The 2 dogs should be raised from puppy. They should be given the same name. You should continue to feed them. If in any event either of the dogs or both of them pass, replace it with another dog. That's the instruction Ifá gave us. Continue to do it. And as Ori will have it, as Destiny will have it, the wife is a dog lover. She loves dogs. Literally, she literally loves dogs, and she breeds them, she raises them, she's into dog business. In fact, when they have this, their dog walk and dog competition, her dog has won in Nigeria, like in the whole of Lagos State, representing Lagos State in Nigeria. Her dogs have won events. So she's huge on dog love and dog breeding. So, and they have a house. So naturally, I would just expect that in a couple of weeks, they will fix it, you know, get a dog here, get a dog here. And they started dragging. Somehow, something will happen, something will happen, something will happen, something will happen. Now, in the space of that, it's been less than a year, but almost in a couple of months, it will be 1 year. Things have gone like this. From their marriage to health, now to job. Things have gone like this. And when I spoke to the Oluwo that did the Itefa, I'm the Iyanifa, he is the Oluwo, and we asked Ifá. Ifá says, "Emonoton etun bere ono," which means that you already know the answer and you are still asking Ifá for the answer. And we looked at ourselves like this, and the Oluwo said, "Yeye, I told you already that is about the dog." I said, "Yes, but let's ask from Ifá." Okay, we have asked Ifá now. Ifá says, "Etimonoton etun bere ono." Ifá says, we already know what it is and we are still asking questions. And it aches my heart and it breaks my heart that an instruction that is as simple as that. When I say simple, is because normally the woman still has dogs in her house that she's raising. Oh. She's still selling dogs. Oh. She still has puppies that she will sell. She has dogs in her house that she's not raising. They're part of their family. Babalawo does not have a problem with having dogs. In fact, there's a cat in his house right now from another client that they said should buy a cat and the Oluwo should raise it. The shrine is open to any animal, is our regular everyday life in the shrine, and the Oluwo is the one that lives there. I don't live in the shrine. And he's ready to raise it, to buy the dog, no question. He didn't even frown, he didn't even do anything. He just said, when you are ready, let's buy the dog, give it the name, send money to feed. And they didn't do it. And life is spiraling out of control. And you know, I was speaking to my partner about it, and he said something. He said, babe, you see this Ifa journey, is either you are in or you are out. There is no halfway. Because there are so many things Ifa will ask you to do that might not make sense. Just do it. Shebi, you are the one that came here to follow Ifa. Hardly will you find somebody that is struggling with Ifa say, I don't understand it. It's my parents that asked me to do it. We said that when we were in religion, Abrahamic religion. We're just doing things. We don't understand what we are doing. But a lot of us chose Ifa in our adult life. If you are struggling with Ifa, it means that you chose it in your adult life. For people that were born into it, they are not struggling with it. They are doing it. They've lived life long enough to see that Ifa is true and there is no arguments. So if you are struggling with it, it means you came into Ifa in your adult life. A decision you made in your adult life, you are still doing halfway in, halfway out. As an adult human being, I don't understand. You came in here by choice. You decided to follow this by choice. If you have an alternative, why are you here? Now that you are here, can you trust this thing fully and just follow the process as it is? And if you don't want to follow it, don't be here. It's not hard. I'm still doing this Ifa because of what my Iyanifa will say. I'm not your Iyanifa then. Because, read my lips, I don't care. I really don't care. I don't. I love you, but I don't care. I don't care if you do your Seifa. I don't care if you do your Ebo. I don't care if you do your Etutu. I'm not bothered. I don't care. I don't have a responsibility to that. My responsibility is to the people that call me, that ask for my help, that follow my leadership. It's not even like that. I don't need it. It's not even like that. You think if you don't bring your money is not going to come. If you have a babalawo that is constantly calling you for money, and you can read in between the lines that it's because of money, that person is not a babalawo. That person is not connected to Ifa in any way. I can beat my chest to it. Or is either he has taken the job of babalawo and decided to add greed and laziness to it, which rarely happens, but could happen. But for a babalawo that has taken his life, person is not, he doesn't even remember you to now be saying, oh, this and he doesn't even remember you. To the point of now saying, let's go and find out what's happening to this person. If I come to check on you concerning the spiritual journey, you and I have a personal relationship. If I don't see Mrs. O forever on this live streaming today, I will be the first that will be speed dialing her phone like a crack addict, calling her like there is no tomorrow. I have a personal relationship with her. If I don't see Iyanifa Ewa, all these people from the diaspora, particularly from the States, in Ashe for today, I might not call them the next day because it is night time their time. But if I don't see them on Sunday morning live streaming for like 2-3 consecutive days, based on the relationship I have with them, I will check on them. What's going on? Are you okay? Are you fine? But the rest of you, I don't have a relationship with you. I'm not going to check on you. You are listening to instruction of you are learning now. If you decide not to show up tomorrow, it's either you have enough knowledge or you don't need the knowledge. Why am I supposed to come and check on you? I don't care that much. We don't. It's not our duty and our job. So you see, this journey is you that you chose it. In your adult human life, you chose this thing. Follow it through. This is not a game. This is not some, oh, Ifa is in vogue. Let me to be able to say I've done your Ifa. Don't do that here. This is more serious than that. It's better for you not to come to Ifa at all and receive instruction than to receive it and be thinking whether you are going to do it or not. Do it first before you think. Let me advise you, do it first before you start to analyze it. Till today, I still don't know why if I will say you get a dog there, another person get a dog there, name the dog the same. I still don't know what it is. If the Odù came for me, I would have sat down to study and research it. But the Odù did not come for me. I'm not going to study and research it. I don't need it. Maybe somewhere along the line when I have free time. I don't know, but I will tell you to do it. Don't think. Don't try to analyze it. Let me stress that part. Don't try to analyze it. Just do it. It is Ifa, it's the voice of Elédùmarè. Just do it. And if you don't want, leave it and go and look for Buddhism and whatever it is. There are so many other things. I've studied Buddhism to a large extent. It has so many good stuff in it. Go there. West African voodoo is there. I have a priestess who is a friend. She practices West African voodoo. I can direct you to her. Go there. It's not, you don't have to be here, for real. But if you are here, do it. When we are going to make ebo, do you know the things that a babalawo says while we are making your ebo? We say, lágbájá ọmọ lágbájá, kò pé fálékè, kò pé ṣùlólè, kò wọ̀run yanyan bí ẹni tí ò ní kú mọ́, ó rán ni lọ́jà, ọjà sáré wálé, ọmọ awo ìlọ́jà ìwẹ̀yìn. Meaning that this person did not call Ifa a fake or a liar. He did not call Eshuodara that is going to receive the ebo a thief. This person did not look into heaven and be saying, what are they saying? Let's think about it. He's not looking at life like somebody that is not going to pass out of this life. The person is looking at themselves as, I have something here to do and it has an expiry date, let me do it. He sent somebody to the market to buy the ingredient. The market returned back to with the ingredient. Ọmọ awo kì í lọ́jà tó máa wẹ̀yìn. A child of awo, an Ifa devotee, does not go to market and start to look back and say, and I shouldn't have bought this thing, and I should have used this money to buy shoe and bag, and I should have used the money for this ebo to buy boxers for my boyfriend. I should have used it to take my girlfriend on date. I should have brought Brazilian hair. Ọmọ awo does not do that. You just go, you do it, and you live there. We say that at every ebo. That's the description of what you just did. But the moment they tell you to do something and you are struggling with it, you are already doubting Ifa. You are already thinking that Ishu is only. Why is Ishu always collecting one ebo? I just gave one ebo last week and another one. What is it? These people just want to take our money. That's the characteristics of people that are not going to follow it. They start to contemplate. Let me just do two. It's too much. It's four. Is it not the same prayer they are going to say on everything? Ifa says we should do for ebo. Let me just do two. It's okay. Iyanifa, please put all the prayer into these two. Now, that is not because you cannot genuinely afford it at the moment. That's because you just think we can patch it up. Ifa too should be able to understand now that this morning the boys are going out for the weekend. What am I going to spend with the boys? Let me just take this out. And it's up to you. Ifa is looking at you like this. Ifa tell you, mommy, that's what we did yesterday. Ifa look at me. Ifa is looking at you. Eshuodara is looking at you. The Ajogun is looking at you like this. She is the ebo you give Eshu that Eshu will give to Ajogun. If you don't give ebo to Eshu, Eshu does not have any loan to give to you to give to Ajogun. Is what you give. Eshu will collect and give to Ajogun to send them away. Ajogun represents the negative part of life. Eshu will take it and give it to them. If you don't give anything to Eshu, he's not going to give to the Ajogun. Ajogun is at free will to attack any aspect of your life. They have not received their payment. And you can imagine that a friend of this family is looking at what is happening right now and she's saying, both of you have done it a foul and you are experiencing all of these things. Me, I don't think I want to come to that Ifa. I will say the same thing. People are looking at your life. I said it before. People are looking at you, especially those of you that have publicly identified with Ifa. People are looking at your life. They are trying to see if this thing works. They are trying to see if the quality of your life will be different. They are trying to see if Ifa is able to tell you things ahead of time, if you are going to listen what the result is. And when they do not see result, human people, semi-adults, because those ones are not adults, semi-adult human people will say, is Ifa that is not working? I know my friend, the moment she joined Ifa was when her marriage started cracking. The moment she went to do Ifa was when her business started cracking. They will automatically assume that it is Ifa. They do not understand the fact that you have responsibility and there are some things you are accountable for. Nobody will see that. The only thing they think change in your life is Ifa. They don't understand that you and disobedience, procrastination, you are working as 5 and 6. It has taken over. The water that is flowing through your blood is disobedience. The blood that is flowing through your veins is procrastination. You now bring procrastination into Ifa. You now think that Ifa will say, so that people will not say Ifa is fake, let me just do it. Or you remember that prayer they used to pray in church, God, you have to provide this car so that people that have known me with you will not say, where is my God? I don't get it. Give me this glory, God, so that people will believe that you are God. Are you being serious right now? The God that you are serving is still not big enough for people to see. It is your life that will make people see that God is God. God needs you to prove that He's God. Your God did not campaign very well. Let Nigerian politicians teach your God how to be God. If at this point of His existence, people still do not know that God is God and they need the car, the next car you are going to buy is the conviction that God is God. Your God needs to learn better politics. Olódùmarè does not need anybody to prove that nothing. Olódùmarè is not here to prove to any human being that nothing. Excuse you. You think your life is the proof that Ifa is real? No. 10,064 years of existence against all odds is proof that Ifa is real. That you and I can be talking about Ifa in the public place in the year 2026 is the proof that Ifa is real. That religion and westernization and every taxes of the Oyinbo people try to bury and drown Ifa and demonize it and is still standing is the proof that Ifa is real. You are not the proof. You, whatever happens in your life is proof that you came into Ifa and you got it right. You got it right. Emphasis on you. If you do not get it right and your life goes southward, is on you. You are responsible for that. You are the one that is going to explain to us what happened. I'm praying for this couple that I just mentioned. I'm praying that they are able to get back to starting point and do it the right way. But this is a lesson for every one of us. If you don't want to come to Ifa, don't come. But if you are here, do it first before you use this your human brain to analyze it. Because some of you, your human mind and emotions has not developed to the fact that it is fully aligned with your ori. You are not, people like that, you are not allowed to think. I'm sorry, you are not allowed to think. But if you have developed your emotions and your intuition that it is aligned with your ori, your orishas and your spirit guide, you are permitted to think. But the rest of you, just do it. After you have done it, then you can now start to say, Iyanifa, please, what's the meaning of that thing? Or what's the meaning of it? Because it is not me, or it is Ifa. Don't let's spend too much time on that. Wealth and success flows from spiritual alignment and abundance. We have established that wealth and success flows from spiritual alignment and abundance. Cleanliness, precision are required in spiritual blessing activation. Cleanliness and precision. Emphasis on precision. If you buy a spiritual product from me and I say use it first thing in the morning before speaking to anybody, use it at 4 a.m., use it at 12 noon. If you wake up and then a call comes in from a business partner and you have spoken in person, say, good morning, how you doing? Let's pay that money, let's do this, let's do that, and then you drop the phone, then you remember to use your soap. Please do not use it. There was a precise instruction. There was a precise instruction. Before speaking to anybody, some of you are typing on the phone. Iyanifa, but you said before speaking. I did not call, I didn't send voice notes, I was just typing. So you want us to add in Odù Ifá now that Ifá says do this before speaking and before typing. And before texting. That's what you want us to include, to revise Odù Ifá and include. Your adult human brain does not tell you that speaking is communication and texting is also communication. Because I get these questions a lot, and sometimes I just wonder. We need a brain development center in life. Like, the moment somebody crosses 18, they need to be enrolled in brain development center to help them to develop their brain at least for 5 years. So between 18 and 23, so that from every 23-year-old and above that we are speaking to, we will understand that they have sense. They say before speaking to anybody, you are texting and you are telling me I didn't speak to anybody. Don't worry. We will go back to our ancestors to include texting in communication in Odù Ifá. We are coming. Precision. We said 12 o'clock. Sit down with your whatever it is we have given you. Sit down with it at 11:55 and be looking at it like this and be making ìwúre. Elédùmarè, orí mi ò ní gbàbọ̀dẹ̀ o. This product I'm about to use is going to work for me. I activate every òrìṣà and every element. Do that. Immediately it says 12. Open it and drink it. But no. It is at 12 o'clock you are now starting to look for it. Because that's the way you handle every other thing in your life. It is at 12 o'clock you are starting to use. Then at 2 minutes after 12 you will take it. It's still around the same time. You see, the clock has not moved too much. If you look at it from this angle, it's still going to look like 12 o'clock. Somebody even told me, Iyanifa, when you say 4 a.m., at least 4 a.m., I can still use it 4 a.m. in America because I used to live in America. It's okay. Use it 4 a.m. in Jupiter time. Go and find out the time in Mercury and Venus and Jupiter. Use it at that time. Kokomi. You think we are bothered? I'm not bothered. You have paid for the product. I've delivered it. You have acknowledged receipt. It's up to you. Precision. 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 If I say pour the elbow into your hand and do before you take it. Mention your name and your mother's name before you take it. Iyanifa, the part I don't understand is what was the ha there? What does that do? Me, I don't do that part, or sometimes I just do two. I don't. There's somebody in my DM now. You bought spiritual products. An unmarried person bought spiritual products. He has started using it. The guy has bought products for me a couple of times, even before he returned to Nigeria. You have bought the spiritual product. He now sent me a message on a certain day and said, Iyanifa, please, am I supposed to be intimate while using these products? I said no. He said, me and my girlfriend were intimate yesterday, but she's my girlfriend, though we've been dating for... I told him, I said, go back and read the conversation. He said, I read the conversation. I didn't see anywhere that you told me that there is no intimate, that intimacy is not allowed. I said, no. Start from today's conversation. What was your first sentence? You asked me if it is right to be intimate while using this. Do you know why you asked me? Because your human common sense has told you that it's wrong. Because you did not ask me yesterday, Iyanifa, am I supposed to drink water while I'm using this? Iyanifa, am I supposed to wear white dress? You did not ask me, Iyanifa, can I go to the market? Can I wear shoe? Because your adult human brain told you that that's not a problem. Your adult human brain as in Nigeria already told you that it is likely that intimacy will not be allowed. But you did not ask until after you have done it. Everything he has bought, products that is worth in dollars is about $350 something. Convert that to naira. Osha oti bajesha lorokon. And you know the funny side of it, the person he was intimate with was on a period when he was intimate with her. Okay, you have to do able to, cleanse and bypass it. He doesn't have money to do it. We are looking at each other like this. He will say hello to me again. Hello, Iyanifa, please don't forget me. I've not forgotten you. Your name is Mr. Yetunde. I've not forgotten you. I still know your name. It's on my timeline. It's on the. What else am I supposed to remember you for? Is your girlfriend here? We need. God. And some people will still be defending. But Iyanifa, you did not tell him. Okay. That's how your brain goes to the level that it is right now. Because you know these things. You know it. Even people that are fasting during Ramadan, they know not to engage in intimacy with their legally and spiritually binded partner, because you understand what it is. When you are doing Itefa and Nishefa, we tell you, somebody is claiming you are Nigerian, you are claiming that somebody needs to tell you that intimate is okay. We will give you all the instructions, including the kind of clothes you should wear, including don't wear your shoe on the left leg and the right leg. We will tell you. In fact, I will even set an alarm to wake you up when you are supposed to be awake. Please, let's stop doing these things. Precision. There are certain things that you know it already. You do know it. Now, for the records, if you are using spiritual products, I beg of you, as long as you are not in a legal marriage or a legal relationship, like you guys are legally binded, spiritually binded. If you are in a legally and spiritually binded relationship, communicate with your partner for so and so days. I'm on this spiritual journey. Now, if your partner is not open to all of those things, you don't want to tell them anything, and you are legally binded to them, it is your duty, intimacy is your duty to them. In that situation, the moment it happens, you do a spiritual cleanse for yourself before you continue the product. Ifa is not going to tell you to fight your partner because of that. But those of you that are not in legally and spiritually committed relationship, you don't have any business. This conversation is not for you. Don't do it. Even if the product you are going to use it for 41 days, don't do it. And even if it is a partner you are binded to legally and spiritually, as a man, if your woman is on her period at that time and you use it, you have neutralized every power that is in that thing becomes what? Null and void. You have neutralized it. You have neutralized it just by Mushe. That's why it's important to have a partner with like mind. That's why we say, as you are picking partner, look for somebody that understands the same thing you understand. 2 Muslims in the house. Is the woman going to be asking for intimacy during Ramadan? Because they are like minds. Information for him who has here. Preparation of spiritual products has to be in order to be able to get it done. Now, this is to Babalawos and Iyanifas. You have to follow the order of preparation so that you can get the best part of this. How do we apply this to our life? In our finances and business, Ifa says, adaptability to spiritual products in business brings profit and expansion. Find out what, spiritual products work perfectly with that, your business. If you have an offline business, if you have an online business, there are different products for different things. Find out the spiritual product that works with your different business, your different careers, the orishas that handle your business, the type of business you do. Find out that orisha. Constantly give ebo to them. Aside from that, spiritual products that has to do with your business, find out and be using it. Okay. In your career and opportunities, connecting with the specific orisha and elements of universe for your specific career. I said that before, I will say it again. Connect with the specific orisha and elements of the universe that handles your specific career. Don't come here and say, I'm a water child. Water will do everything for me. If there is a specific orisha that handles your job, you are a lawyer. You are in the legal service. You are a legal service provider, whatever form it comes, and you are not giving ètùtù to àwọn ìyá regularly, and you are not using ẹ̀yọ̀nú àwọn ìyá as a spiritual product, good luck at being the best lawyer and having the best legal career. Some of you say, Iyanifa, they don't even care about having the best as long as they can just get little to eat here and there. And good luck at that. Personal growth. Ifa says order, discipline, and cleanliness attract success. Discipline, integrity, loyalty. Discipline, integrity, and loyalty. Do we have to talk about that today? No, we spoke about that all through yesterday. If you missed the live streaming, head over to the YouTube channel Iyanifa Ewa TV and catch a replay of yesterday's Odù Ifá Ìwòrì Méjì. If you are catching a replay, it's on the live streaming. Odù Ifá Ìwòrì Méjì. Spiritual alignment. Ifa says prosperity flows when spiritual practices are done correctly, completely, and sincerely. Prosperity flows when spiritual practices are done correctly, completely, and sincerely. Correctly, precision. I've talked a lot on that. Completely, make sure that you do everything that Ifa is indicating. Make your ebo, make your iba, your iwure, your spiritual products, use them. Your akose Ifa, your ebu, use them. Combine everything that Ifa is presenting to you. There is a reason we don't have a one thing fixes all in Ifa. There is a reason why Ifa does not say, as long as you have done your iwure, your life will change. Once you have made your iba, you don't need anything else. Once you have done ebo, your life is fixed. There's a reason why Ifa breaks this down this way. So follow it completely. Mr. Dayo P1, Eko Ojumo Re Ojumo Ayo. Timing and strategy. Acting at the right moment transforms your effort into reward. Don't let it shake. Acting in the right moment transforms your effort into reward. Acting in the right moment. Don't waste time thinking and analyzing. I'm not saying you should not think, but don't waste your time. Follow the instructions of Ifa as it should be. Follow the instructions of Ifa. There is something called timing, right timing in Ifa. Akoko intelligence, that is what is called at the Ifa Business School. There is a whole chapter for Akoko intelligence. Akoko is timing, spiritual intelligence of timing. It's a whole chapter, a whole course at the Ifa Business School. And that is because it applies to every part of your life. Someone says, I cleaned my Ifa yesterday because it was Ifa day. Yes, yesterday was Ose Ifa. Let's jump into our Iwure. Iwure says, all good fortune meets me wherever I turn.
Ashe.
All good fortune meets me wherever I turn.
Ashe.
All good fortune meets me wherever I turn.
Ashe.
Ibi gbogbo tí mo bá yà sí, ire á bá mi níbẹ̀ láṣẹ Èdùmàrè.
Ashe.
Ire lọ́tún, ire láti gúúsù, ire láti làríwá, ire láti ìwọ̀ oòrùn, ire láti àárín gbùngbùn ayé ló máa bá mi láṣẹ Èdùmàrè.
Ashe.
From the east, from the west, from the north, from the south. Blessings and good fortune and greatness meets me there láṣẹ Èdùmàrè.
Ashe.
Níbi gbogbo tá a bá yà sí, àákan ajé níbẹ̀, ajé á bá wa nílé láṣẹ Èdùmàrè.
Ashe.
Ibi gbogbo tá a wà, ọmọ aráyé á lànà ire kò wá ní láṣẹ Èdùmàrè.
Ashe.
Wọ́n nínú igbó lorógbó wà, inú igbó lobì ń wà, ọmọ aráyé ń lànà kan ni. Anywhere that you are, wọ́n máa lànà ire kò yín, wọ́n máa lànà lákàn yín láṣẹ Èdùmàrè.
Ashe.
Ifa says, blessing flows to me like water from Olókun and Olosa, from every Orisha that represents wealth, that represents blessing. Blessing comes to me, Láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. From Ògún, from Ṣàngó, from Ọya, from Ọ̀ṣun, Ọbàtálá, Èṣù, Ọ̀ṣànyìn, Ọbalúfọ̀n, Ọbalúayé, àwọn ìyá mi. Every Orisha Nírúnmọlẹ̀ that we have is functioning to bring greatness and blessings to me, Láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. My effort is crowned with honor and success, Láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Nílé ayé yìí mi ò ní ṣe lásán. Gbogbo àdáwọ́lé mi ò ní já sófo, Láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Bí mo ṣe ń fà á máa tóra wọn, bí mo ṣe ń lù ú á máa dún. Àwọn tó láyé, àwọn tó nílẹ̀ á jẹ́ kí ayé rọ̀ wá lọ́rùn, Láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Àní ṣe lásán o. Our effort in this side of life will not be in vain, Láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Èmi àti yín ò ní ṣe lásán. Iṣẹ́ tá a wá fi àárọ̀ ọjọ́ wa ṣe kò ní gbọ̀n dànù, Láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. The effort we have put, the ire we have collected, it will not blow away, it will not fall away, Láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Níbi gbogbo tá a bá kọjú síṣẹ́, ire àti ayọ̀ báyìí òun ló máa bá wa, Láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Ifá says speed, clarity and right timing of favor will be associated with our work, Láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Speed, clarity and right timing will be associated with my work, Láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Ifá will give us right timing. Ifá will give us clarity. Ifá ni afinimọ̀nà, Láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Ifá fọ̀nà mọ̀ wá ní gbogbo ibi tó yẹ ká yà sí, Láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Ifá is the one that is our GPS. That GPS of Ifá you are carrying will direct you to the right place at the right time, Láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. My hands will never lack abundance, Láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Mi ò ní fojú sunkún ajé, mi ò ní fojú sunkún owó, mi ò ní ráhùn ire gbogbo, Láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Mi ò ní lájé lọ́rùn, màá lájé lọ́wọ́ ni, Láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Ẹ ní lájé lọ́rùn, ẹ lájé lọ́wọ́ ni, Láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Babaláwo ẹ jẹ́ ká yin Ifá, mo ṣe ogbó atọ́ àsúre ìwòrìwò fún, mo ṣe Àbọrú Àbọyè fún yín o. Láṣẹ Èdùmàrè, wọ́n ní ire lójú owó rí, ire lójú èmi àti yín á máa rí, Láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Wọ́n níjọ́ tó rí bá fojú kan ọ̀run, ìjọ́ yẹn ló ń yọ, àtọkùnrin ni o, obìnrin ni o, ọmọdé ni o, àgbàlagbà ni, dúdú ni, funfun ni, lẹ́bọ lóògùn ni o, adáhunṣe ni o, afàìmọ́niṣe ni, aṣenibánidárò ni, oṣóolé ni, àjẹlé ni, gbogbo wọn á máa yọ́nú sẹ́mi àti yín ni, Láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Àní tójú ayé mọ́lẹ̀ o, àní taṣọ àgbà mọ́lẹ̀ o, àní bí aráyé nínú o, Láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Ẹni tá a máa bí nínú tó máa rojọ́ wa káàkiri, Elédùmarè ọba òkè ò ní jẹ́ ká rá láròká, Láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Àní báráyé fọwọ́ tì o. Gbogbo làálàá kòókòó jọ̀ǹjọ̀ tá à ń ṣe, àní ṣe lásán, Láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Lórí ayé wa ni o, lórí àwọn ọmọ ni, àní ṣàṣedànù, Láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Òwò àdánù ò ní jẹ́ tèmi àti yín, àní ṣàṣedànù, Láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Àwọn tó ń gbọ́n ire dànù, àwọn tó ń gbọ́n ire dànù, àní ṣalábàápàdé wọn, Láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Gbogbo fífẹ́ wa, ọba òkè Elédùmarè, ọba tó ṣílẹ̀kùn ọjọ́ ìní á bá wa fẹ́. Gbogbo kíkọ̀ wa, àwọn tó láyé, àwọn tó nílẹ̀, wọ́n á bá wa kọ̀, Láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Ẹni tó bá wá ní kẹ́bọ tiwa má fín, ẹni tó bá ní kí ẹbọ má dà, ẹni tó bá ní kí tùtù tiwa má gbà, Láṣẹ Èdùmàrè wọ́n máa bẹ́bọ lọ ni. Láṣẹ Èdùmàrè wọ́n máa bẹ́ tùtù lọ ni. Àwa ti sanwó akẹ́yìn bẹ́bọ jẹ́, Láṣẹ Èdùmàrè wọn ò ní bẹ́bọ tiwa jẹ́, wọn ò ní kẹ́bọ tiwa jẹ́, Láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Ẹbọ àfin, ẹbọ àdà, ẹbọ àdòdì ọ̀run. Igúnnugún tí ń jẹbọ ọ̀ṣálú ayé á jẹbọ tiwa, àkàlàmàgbò tí ń jẹbọ ọ̀ṣálú ọ̀run á jẹbọ tiwa. Àní ṣe lásán, Láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Gbogbo àdáwọ́lé wa báyìí ire ló máa já sí, Láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Níbi gbogbo tá a bá wà, àwa tá a wà nílé, àwa tá a ti lọ ẹ̀yìn odi, àwa tá a ti rèlú òkèèrè, àwa tá a ti lọ ìlú àjòjì, láṣẹ Èdùmàrè àní ṣe lásán.
Àṣẹ.
Gbogbo èrè àti ire tó wà níbẹ̀ àákódélé lódindi láṣẹ Èdùmàrè.
Àṣẹ.
Bó ṣe lọ ló ṣe bọ̀, orí àtẹlẹ́dàá wa ò ní ṣe tiwa bẹ́ẹ̀ láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Ajé Ògúngúlùsọ̀ á wá jókòó tì wá, á fi ilé wa ṣelé, á fi ọ̀nà wa ṣọ̀nà, ajé á fi ṣe nírọ̀rùn fún wa láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Odù Ifá tá a kọ́ lẹ́ni ó sọ̀rọ̀ nípa agbe, àlùkò àtòdídẹrẹ́. Wọ́n ní agbe tí ń gbére pàdé olókun kó má gbére pàdé olókun mọ́, èmi ni kó wá gbére bọ̀ wá bá porúkọ ẹ pé èmi lágbájá ọmọ lágbájá. Agbe tó ń gbére pàdé olókun má gbére pàdé olókun mọ́, èmi ni kó o máa gbé bọ̀ wá bá láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Àlùkò tí ń gbére pàdé ọlọ́ṣà, wọ́n ní kó o má gbére pàdé ọlọ́ṣà mọ́, kó o máa gbére bọ̀ wá bí mi lágbájá ọmọ lágbájá láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Wọ́n ní àbùdí báyìí òun ni tolókun, bá a ṣe ń bù á máa dí fún wọn ní láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Wọ́n ní ọwọ́ èmi àti ẹ kò ní kàn sálẹ̀ àpò láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Wọ́n ní àtòjò àti ẹ̀rùn ilé alákàn kì í gbẹ, ilé wa ò ní gbẹ fówó, ilé wa ò ní gbẹ fọ́lá, ilé wa ò ní gbẹ fọ́lá láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Mo wá ṣe ìwúre fún gbogbo babaláwo, gbogbo Iyanifa, bàbá lórìṣà, ìyá lórìṣà, àpẹ̀tẹ̀bí, eléwé ọmọ, àwọn oníṣègùn, gbogbo àwa tá à ń jókòó tá à ń ṣiṣẹ́ ẹrú mọlẹ̀, iṣẹ́ tẹ́lẹ̀dùmarè ti parí, iṣẹ́ táwọn ìyá mi Ọ̀pákẹ́ Àlàkẹ́ ti yọ́nú sí òun ló máa gbé wá fún wa láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Àní fara wa ṣiṣẹ́ o, àní fàyà ṣiṣẹ́, àní fọkọ ṣiṣẹ́, wọn ò ní fi kan gbà kan lọ́wọ́ wa lórí iṣẹ́ ẹrú mọlẹ̀ tá à ń ṣe yìí láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Bá a ṣe ń lù á máa dún, bá a ṣe ń lọ ewé á máa jẹ́ fún wa, bá a ṣe ń gún egbò á máa jẹ́ fún wa láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Iná là ń pa ọ, Elédùmarè ọba òkè ló ń sọ di òótọ́. Gbogbo ọ̀fọ̀ tá à ń fọ̀ láṣẹ Èdùmàrè, Elédùmarè á máa sọ dòótọ́. Àwọn tó láyé, àwọn tó nílẹ̀, wọ́n ti gbé àwọn tó ṣíwájú wa o, wọ́n máa gbé wá títí dọjú alẹ́ ni láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Àwa ní ṣiṣẹ́ oníṣẹ́ tán ká forí wa gbé láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Àwọn tó láyé tó nílẹ̀ wọ́n á dúró tì wá láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Babaláwo Síkírù Adébáyọ̀, mo ṣe ogbó atọ́ àsúre ìwòrìwò funfun yín o láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Èyí tá a wí lénìí, àṣẹ ti gùn, arọ̀ ti rọ̀ mọ́, ó ti rí bẹ́ẹ̀, ó ti ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ o. Wọ́n ní téyín iwájú bá gé ẹran tèrìgì ń gbà ní. Èyí tá a wí lénìí, àwọn tó láyé, àwọn tó nílẹ̀, wọ́n ti bá wa gbà á, torí wípé àwíṣẹ́ ní tifá, àfọ̀ṣẹ́ ní tọ̀rúnmìlà. Àbátálágẹmọ bá dẹ̀ dá, òun lòrìṣà òkè ń fàṣẹ sí. Àbátáwa ti dá lénìí, Elédùmarè ọba òkè ti bá wa fàṣẹ sí. Ó ti rí bẹ́ẹ̀, ó ti ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Kífá ó bá ní ṣe, Elédùmarè ó bá wa ṣe, àwọn tó ṣàwo kù sẹ́yìn kó bá wa ṣe. A ní kífá ó bá wa ṣe, Elédùmarè ó bá wa ṣe, àwọn tó ṣàwo kù sẹ́yìn kó bá wa ṣe. Ifá bá wa ṣe o, Elédùmarè á bá wa ṣe, àwọn tó ṣàwo kù sẹ́yìn wọ́n á ṣe tiwa láṣẹ pé láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Àṣẹ. Thank you so much for joining the live streaming for today. This is Ifa College channel on TikTok and Iyanifa Ewa TV on YouTube. Láṣẹ Èdùmàrè, ire báyìí òun la máa bára wa ṣe, àní sunkún, àní bọ́ bàtà ọ̀fọ̀ síwájú ilé ẹnì kankan wa láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Today is Friday. Today ends the last day of this live streaming on this week. We'll be back again on Monday, 6 a.m. Nigerian time, 5 a.m. GMT, and 12 a.m. or 12 midnight for those of you that are on the EST. For another episode of Àṣẹ for today, tá a máa gbé Odù Ifá mi yẹ̀wò. We'll be delving into another Odù Ifá to extract the lessons, the blessings, and the instruction from that Odù Ifá. Remember our live streaming on Sunday, 12 noon on Sunday. 12 noon on Sunday will be 6 a.m. for those of you on the EST and 11 a.m. for those of you on the GMT for our Sunday morning live streaming. Don't forget to check the website, ifacollege.ng, the website ifacollege.ng, to find the courses and the books that have been put together by me on behalf of Ifa College. Ẹ ṣé gan ni adúpẹ́ o, ẹ̀yin la máa bá, àwa náà lẹ máa rí, wọn ní fẹ́ lòmí ìṣe wa. Ojú tẹ́ ẹ fi ń wò wá ò ní fọ́ o. Etí tẹ́ ẹ fi ń gbọ́ wa ò ní di. Ojú tẹ́ ẹ fi ń wò wá yẹn olè ò ní gbà lọ́wọ́. Àṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Àwọn tó láyé, àwọn tó nílẹ̀, wọ́n á máa fi ṣe nírọ̀rùn fún wa. Gbogbo àwọn àgbàlagbà ilé wa wọn ò ní ṣàìsàn. Fún àwọn àgbà ilé wa dà wá láàmú láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. If you have missed several episodes of Àṣẹ for today, just head over to our YouTube channel, Iyanifa Ewa TV on YouTube, to catch replays. Women in Ifa and ÌṢÄШE, are you getting ready? Women in Ifa and ÌШẸШE, our conference is coming up very soon. We'll put a date on it very soon. I am already mind blown and super excited every time I think about this conference. Láṣẹ Èdùmàrè, Àbáwáláyé, Àbáwáláyọ̀, Àbáwáláyé, Láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Iyanifa Ifá lọ́jọ́, is that your name? Ifálayọ̀. Ifálayàjọ́. I think that is what it is. Mo kí yín o, mo ṣe ogbó àtọ̀ yín, mo ṣe Àbọrú, Àbọyè fún yín. Thank you so much for joining, and I will see you on Sunday. Títí ọ̀la, ire àtayọ̀ báyìí òun la máa bára wa ṣe o, láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Àṣẹ.